so sorry, guys. The camera keeps stopping. I don't know why. Here it is. Look how beautiful this is. This is a gorgeous morning. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Content Show. Hope you guys are doing well. We are having a wonderful 18th April 2025, the day of Easter. We are set, guys. We have a new chair, which we can lean on, which is nice. The tree tower, and the clips. We're gonna be working on clips also. Today, we are talking about nature. And I know what you're saying. Ink, you're starting to do a nature video every single week. Now, I feel like because some people will say that, I have to justify myself, right? Look at this. Are you kidding me? This is so beautiful. I feel once again, I mentioned this before, but I really feel like us not taking advantage of the fact that it was a really nice weather when I was younger. Weather, not sweater. When I was younger, and again, it was forced upon me to go outside, so when it's forced upon you, you don't really want to go there. But I'm in the mentality of where it's never too late to appreciate that. But it is kind of late because this city that I live in really changed, right? So, if I went up more, I would have better memories of what a city used to be. Now, ultimately speaking, what purpose does it serve to know the city when it's changing? There's no purpose. It's just a feeling. For example, you're gonna see kids grow, right? You're gonna see kids grow. You're gonna see job changes. You're gonna be school changes, right? New rules, different rules, and this is seeing the city grow, right? And see, part of life to me is adaptation, right? You adapt yourself to a new situation and new things that's going on, right? And I think the city in itself is adapt itself in a growing business or a growing market because there's more and more people. But if those more and more people don't equate a higher spending, then those companies will not last. And again, the fact that Lachine is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, what's really nice about it is that there's a lot of company that would have said before, hey, this is too small of a town for us to move in. Now they're gonna say that. So I think it's just phenomenal. I think it's just so cool that we got that. Because the nature. But to go back to it, I feel like I'm preaching, but I definitely should have went out a little bit. When I was younger, I would go out for sure, but then there's a large period that I didn't go out, right? Do I regret that? Not really. But I'm seeing how much it helps the psyche, emotional. I'm seeing how beneficial it is long term, and just the fact that it helped us. Like I'm gonna be honest. I was supposed to go sleep. You can tell me I'm tired a little bit. I was supposed to go sleep last night. There was, however, a really nice moon. I took pictures of it, and because we saw the picture, we saw the moon. I was like that. But after that, it's like, okay, well, let's stay awake. Because anyway, this morning is gonna be rain. Are you seeing rain? No, there's no rain. So now we're working on adrenaline and coffee, but we're still good here. So yes, nature. Now, ultimately speaking, nature was it's tough. It's tough. Am I still recording? I'm still recording. Noise. Am I still recording here? Yes, we're still recording. Noise. It is kind of complex. It is kind of like it's something new because I'm aware that the content has really changed thanks to nature, right? My perception, the way we see things, a lot of the nature that I did, which is really nice because it's outside. You guys love the night stroll because I'm myself and I'm not worried about what people think about me because there's nobody on the road, right? And that was a change for the nature. Now, last year, it was a big nature porn was a huge part of why we did a burnout. Last week we had snow, right? And there was a black bird on the snow. It was a beautiful picture. And then by the time I got my camera and I ran outside, it was gone. Like I didn't get the picture right. Then I was like, what a missed opportunity. And I was kind of disappointed, if you will. Of course, annoyed is also a good word, right? And then for the next couple of hours, I'm like, ugh, that would have been so cool, right? But then at the same time, it would have been so cool. But this this ruins this ruined what was the perfect day, you know, and it's oh I fucked up. What did I do? I fucked up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We really did fuck up. Okay. Hold on, guys. Just trying to find something. Did I find it? I think I found it. Yep. The Microsoft. Because we had a celebration for 50 years. No. God damn it. See, this is how crazy it gets. This is kind of not wanted, but it is the perfect case. It is the perfect imagery. Why? Well, because you get stuck in there. Like no matter the video, I'll do it one day or the other, and there's no real consequences until, and only until there is a for example, there's the consequences. Oh, I was thinking about this video. I took a note for this video, right? And it's been so long that I don't remember what is the video in itself. So that's a problem. Because again, you're supposed to remember what you're talking about, but it doesn't always happen. This is too far. Good. Okay, perfect. Okay. What I'm gonna do this. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go with history. The history will tell me what we did, right? And there we go. That's perfect. That is perfect. We had a okay, I think it's this one, right? So with the nature, it was always a shame because this I can't control. This I cannot control. I missed a like for example, I missed a the Aurora Borealis, right? And for so freaking long, oh my god, I missed it. But then at the same time, who gives a shit if you missed it? That's not gonna change life. That's not gonna be the end all be all of everything, right? It just sucks. But it was a big case of it was in a big sense of why we kind of did a burnout because we were too focused on doing everything at the same time, right? Not right now we're doing everything at the same time, but it was a big problem. Now, ultimately speaking, it doesn't really matter, right? Ultimately speaking, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It matters what happened today. As long as you're good, what happened yesterday is, you know, you learn from mistake. You learn from the events of your life, and that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. So, in the same way, I think it's actually a really, really cool thing that is going on right now. Is we're seeing a lot of nature corn, and of course, it's more exciting because we just got back, right? But there's also the intention of, well, am I gonna go too far, right? A couple of months ago, I was in a position of, okay, we're starting to make content again. Do I go too far and do another burnout like last year? Do I keep it in reserve? And the reality is, I didn't do any of this. In some cases, I did not a lot of videos. Some cases, I did a lot of videos. It's very unstable, right? Now it does beat making videos every single day, but not really because we work hard. We work really hard. So, for example, today, we're sacrificing sleep right now. I'm still going to be sleeping 8 hours, but the content's going to be affected because, well, I'm going to sleep 8 hours. Let's say I go to bed at 9, and I have to wake up at 3, and I have to text my girl. Then I'm going to be able to work out, but then that's 5. The sunset is going to be at 7. So I have an hour to work out. I have an hour to do my mukbang and to do my videos. That way we still have the natural light, right? So it's a bit complex, but at the same time, I do like working in a stressful environment, right? So that's pretty much it. Let's see how it goes, but yeah, I regret. It's nuts. It's not because I'll be completely honest. Again, you know me, I try to be honest. If it wasn't for the cloud, it would be a normal sun. I wouldn't care if I missed it, right? But then I'm happy I did because it's really nice, right? So it's you don't miss it when nothing happened, but you miss it when something happened, and that's just the you know. I used when I was younger. I used to see a show. I don't remember the show, but it was a show about tornado hunter. They were going after tornado, right? And people were waiting for season two, and it never came out. Well, it came out years later, and they were like, "What took so long?" And I'm like, there's not a tornado every single day. What are you expected to do? You know, and they were right. They were right. But then, when there's a tornado, they go to hunt it. And I thought it was crazy because I was like, imagine having this passion. Or for example, right, bird watcher. We're listening to a lot of bird right now. There's also bird watcher, and they'll see birds, and they'll see birds, and then they'll have a collection, right? And they'll say, okay, well, I'm looking for this bird in particular, right? And then they'll see birds that are beautiful, but they're already seen it, and they won't pay attention. So you're constantly hunting for that new feeling, right? And within nature, it affects you constantly chasing because you're not satisfied. For example, we're on Netflix, right? Instead of having one episode every single week, I have a whole season out. So why would I watch only one episode, right? Well, because if I watch one episode and I have to wait, I get to appreciate the waiting time. I'm like, oh yeah, last week was really good. Oh, you know what? Last week was really good. I hope this week is better. You know, so you're creating this almost selfish, where this anticipation, where oh, what's gonna happen, versus, you know what? Let's put the next episode, right? So when Netflix came, and again, we're still talking about nature, and when Netflix came, we saw a huge difference in society. People were binge watching series. They were spending 2 or 3 days watching their favorite show and binge watching that. It never happened in the past. You would have DVDs, but it never happened in the past. You know? That's crazy. That's crazy to think about it. Right? Now, with a DVD, why is it not the same thing? Well, a DVD kind of knew how much time it was. Versus a Netflix series, you don't know what time it is. Right? So for example, right, I'm watching this movie. And then this movie is 2 hours, and now it's 10:30. And it was gonna end at 9:30, right? So I can plan before that. But then if I start saying, you know what, let's watch another episode, and let's watch another episode, and then you forget how many episodes you watch. It doesn't matter if they're 20 minutes each or 40 minutes each, you just watch 10 of them. That's 200 minutes, which is 3 hours and a half, right? Which is insane. But then at the same time, you know, you have so much content out of it because you're enjoying yourself. It doesn't matter if you enjoy yourself over the next few months or you enjoy yourself in one day. You still get to enjoy yourself. The amount of pleasure you'll get from watching a show doesn't change if you're watching it from 1 month or 1 week. Yes, there's an anticipation, like I said, there's the feeling of what's gonna happen, there's the excitement, maybe you're able to talk about it with your friends, right? But at the same time, it doesn't matter because ultimately speaking, those are other emotion. We're talking about the emotion of enjoying or enjoyment, and this is the same, no matter what. No matter what, you know? So that's pretty much it. You see, I keep on fucking up. Because I'm pushing with my tits. Yes, we have boobs. So I'm gonna end the video here. But just enjoy nature, guys. It is a beautiful thing. Uh-huh. Okay, so this is messed up. My fucked up brain. The pill that I've been taking accentuates the pain. So I built my home wooden home to rest my felt frame. I can still see the shadow going to vain. Can only put so much on my fucked up pain. And the pills that I've been taking accentuate the pain. So I built my home wooden home to rest my felt frame. That's around this was said. There's only one time. There's only tomorrow. Just to be what I want to be. Say what's on my mind. Be a better man. Fucking learn to socialize, but I won't. But maybe one day. Okay, so now what is it? Okay, that's good. Found it. Okay. socialize, but I won't. And maybe one day. Okay. So we don't get enough variables, so. Don't blink as you wink. Welcome to Controversial, because it involves having a wonderful day on this 18 April 2025. Happy Saint Friday. There has to be a better name for that, but it's the Friday before Easter. So it's a special date. Today we're doing, as you can tell, we're doing a lot better. Now, mostly because we're fatigued, but still doing better. So, the reason as to why we're doing better and a lot better is actually quite simple. So if you guys don't know, we were doing so well last couple of days, but it's not emotional. You're gonna see me taking a lot of breaks from social media when it's emotional because I have a hard time managing emotion, right? And I'm not saying the situation is better, I'm not saying that it's good, right? But there are some updates that are quite positive. Look at this. This is gorgeous. So what I'm trying to say here, not very successfully, is there is some updates. So situation I'm gonna recap because this has been 2 days ago. 2 days ago I received a bill from the postal office, and it was the government. And basically what they were saying is I wasn't allowed to get unemployment because I did quit the job, which is not true. The company closed. They want me to relocate, but it wasn't. They cannot force a person to relocate. You can't force them, right? So now they want me to pay back $13,000, right? And the first day I was shook. I was absolutely shocked because nobody expected that, right? And then on the second day, which was yesterday, still a bit pissed because again we called the government, but the government called it went really well. It was very helpful. Today we're doing so good. We're doing a lot better. Well, I'm a bit more confident about the case. I'm a bit more confident. I did some research online of similar cases. I don't know the law. This is the trick. I don't know the law, but I know people, right? And I know how they react. So what happened? What pushes this reaction, right? Not about understanding situations, about understanding people involved in it, right? For example, two people fight, right? Now, one of them, has a tendency to fight, and one of them doesn't have a tendency to fight. They will be pushed to think that the one that has a tendency to fight is the culprit. Now you're assuming, but you're able to read the situation. If you're able to read the why, if you're able to read, it's classic. So, it's the classic situation from Last of Us, where Joel kidnapped two people, and he gave them both a map. It's like circle this, and if you guys didn't, if you guys don't have the same answer, I'll kill you both, right? So then what happened is one of the guys doesn't want to give the big answer, and then one of the guy give the answer. Now the importance isn't that he gave the answer; it's the importance that he was weaker, right? So that's good to read the situation. So I saw similar cases. I saw the people that were in it, right? What they did wrong, what they did right. So a bit more experience with the case, or a similar case at least. Of course, there's some problem, of course. Like, for example, I went to my father's house yesterday, and I felt like he was willing to give up. He wanted to pay the bill. And ultimately speaking, I might have to pay the bill, but if I can avoid paying the bill, which is $13,000, which is money I don't have, and it's not because it's a lot of money. It's because I do not think personally. I don't think personally that I am guilty, or that I am at fault here. I don't believe that I am at fault. I believe that if I was to contest, I cannot guarantee a victory, but I would have at least a decent chance of going in because I would know what I'm talking about. Versus, well, I'm just going in and I'm praying because this doesn't work, right? We did see the guys yesterday. Now, seeing the guys from work yesterday it was nice to see them, but it was disastrous because again, it's people and how they're feeling, right? So basically, this guy is mad, this guy is not mad, right? This guy wants to sue, this guy's like, no, what can we do? Who's willing to pay? Who can pay? Is also a problem. Not everybody. So because basically what happened is some people they took the 5 months, some people they took the 9 months, which is the maximum by the way, So the amounts that they need to pay is different. So I have a $13,200 to pay. $13,300.02 to pay, right? One of my friends has $16,000, right? Another one has 12,800. But most of them have around 13 or 14,000, right? Let's say 13,500 just to be fair, right? So a lot of people it's I don't be it didn't sound like a I hope it doesn't sound racist, but it's so complicated because some of those guys they don't speak French, don't speak English. So then I kind of know the situation because I did I used unemployment before, right? It's a system that is there to help you. But if you're from a different country, you might not know of it, and because you don't know of it, you're not gonna take advantage of it. When I say taking advantage of it, I'm not saying taking advantage in the sense of defrauding the system or frauding the system. But this is a system that is there to help you. So it's your chance, it's your choice to accept the help or not, right? So then I have to explain the situation of what I understand, but then I have this other guy who's explaining, and I'm like, dude, did you really explain what I was saying, or did you explain what you wanted to say, right? And that's a big difference. But you know what? At the end of the day, it did well. You see, I had a harder time. It's nuts. It's nuts because whenever I'm taking a break from social media, it's rarely because I'm tired. It's most likely because I'm dealing with shit, right? I don't think I've took it. It's took a couple of breaks from social media to be honest, a couple, right? But there was never a case or there was never something in the optic of hey, I'm just lazy, right? I just want to take a break, which is possibly bad. I don't think I've ever taken a day off just to take a day off. I always think it was for a reason in particular, which was mental health. And this one, this is odd because it is a mental health situation because this is how you handle stress, you handle the situation, but it's also about having your chair and having my back on it is freaking phenomenal. You guys have no clue how good this feels. It's also the case of it's material. Like there's the original shock. Like when you think about it, the 3 days it's normal. The first day I received the bill, I'm like, holy shit, what am I supposed to do? Second day I'm like, okay, well let's try to figure out a solution, right? And now it's like the dust settled. I still owe the money, right? I'm still gonna contest it, but at the same time, yesterday I was complaining because those guys they were trying to help me, but by trying to help me, they really didn't help at the same time because there was so much of confusion that you're like, dude, like this is we're going around the circle, right? Or my father that wants to give up, or and my mom came in like a hero. She's like, pay the amount, and then if pay the amount right now, that we don't get interest, right? And then if we contest it, we're gonna be able, and they'll give you a reimbursement, right? And at the same time, yes, I think this is the best solution, but I had 3 people telling me or trying to help me in a different way, right? We called the government. We made every single, we followed every single step we could, right? Which was important, but most of all, which is the absolute most important thing, is I had to go behind my back. Like for example, I want to shout out Anna, know who you are, but Anna was there and she was like, hey, you having midlife today, what's going on? And it's funny because she was spamming me because I usually answer, right? And I spam her a lot, so she's like, hey, and that made me laugh, so, and it's understandable that you have people in your life. And it's weird because you always think that you always have people in your life, right? I've had people in my life for a while. The fact that there's new people, right? So it's kind of complex, but at the same time it's not. So for example, I'm gonna take somebody like Janice, or I take somebody like Carl, or like Chow. I know them for years, right? Janice, I know him for the least, and I know him for since July. July, I want to say 2023. Yeah, July 2023. The other day they know me, and it's friendship, so it's normal. But at the same time, it's not like I have to constantly prove myself to them. It's more a case of, oh, we know how you are, we know why you're reacting that way, it's okay. But with somebody new, you're like, okay, well, I'm still doing something good. Like, people still, it's not because they know me, it's not because we're friends, it's because I do something right and you care, you know? So that felt really nice. There's still there's still the, there's still the fact that we had a bit of cash, but even then, it's, today I'm really feeling good. I'm not gonna do a live today. I'm not gonna do a live because I have to go to my father's house for Easter. Then I'm gonna go to my mom's house for Easter. But it's what I'm hoping it's not is the 5 stages of grief, right? 5 stages of grief being denial, anger, bargaining, lethargy, acceptance. The 5 stages of grief, and if it is, then we're in bargaining. And if we aren't bargaining, that's bad. That's bad because bargaining is what? Bargaining is, well, the situation could be worse, could be better. Why is it bad? Because technically speaking, the next step would be lethargy, right? Lethargy is horrible. Lethargy is when you kind of give up, right? So that's bad. And then acceptance would be like, hey, there's no matter what, I'm gonna have to pay, so let's just pay. And again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but I don't mind paying. I mind the fact that it wasn't honest, right? Now, you guys know me. I'm not the best listener, right? Got a pretty good case of ADHD. I got a case of ADHD. What is it? Is the song of Falling in Reverse. I got a bad case of ADD, I've been this way since 93. I got a fucked up brain and a really bad attitude. Now blame it on the drug abuse. You don't wanna be so close to me, 'cause you might see my broken heart. I am aware that I am an asshole. I really don't care about all of that. No, I'm living my life the way you want to, 'cause you can deny that honestly I'm just like you. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da. I'm gonna sing the whole song. That's actually pretty good, right? And if you were here for 12 minutes, you get a little bonus, so you're welcome. You're very welcome, actually. I'm such a douche. But yeah, so of course it is something good, right? At the end of the day, bargaining would be seemingly, so in my opinion, right? Bargaining and acceptance are the better, because out of the 5, they're the most positive, right? But acceptance, I'm afraid of it because I still believe that it's not normal that every single person that didn't take the job, every single person used in employment, and now every single person owes money, which is dumb. We were 9 yesterday that owe money, and we know the total we owed was 82,000, right? Now you think about it, right? And you start to paranoid, right? And then I don't know that's a stage of grief. You start to paranoid. So the first thought is, did I miss something, right? And then you remember what they were saying in the office. They were using a lot of legal terms. Now, were they using legal terms because they were professional, or were they using legal terms to make sure that they didn't have to pay us? Now, also the second part I don't appreciate is I ended this place in the 29th March 2024. Technically speaking, we finished on the 30th, but we finished on the 30th because we went to a party, right? So the 20th, the 29th, we finished, right? And now, I don't know if you guys are good in that, right? But now we're reaching the 18th of May. I got the bill on the 6th of April, right? So exactly a year later. Now, the maximum unemployment you can get is 9 months, right? So why wait until I have the whole cash? Tell me after a month, hey, you're not eligible. Please reimburse the month that you owe us. Don't wait until it's finished and then, oh, well, you owe 13,000, right? Because who has that kind of money, right? Now, I'm lucky because I talked to my parents, right? And even then, they'll lend me the money. And yes, I'll have to pay them back. But if you give me the choice between paying back my parents or the government, I'm going to pay back my parents, right? They're a bit more flexible with shit like that. And I'm guaranteed no interest, right? So we're doing good. We're doing better. It's not perfect, but we're doing better. So now we're letting the dust fall back. And the good part about letting the dust fall back is at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we did. It doesn't really matter how it happens. It matters that people were there to help me. It mattered that we might find a solution. It mattered that the solution might not be the best one, but at least we found it together, right? I'd rather lose. And it's kind of crazy because that's when you understand the principle of teamwork, right? I don't mind losing if we're working together. If we're not working together, then I'm losing. And I'm losing so much more than just something. I'm losing because of I didn't get some help. I could have won, but I didn't trust anybody, right? Now, knowing that there's so many people behind me, and those people that are behind me, right? They're not gonna mind if I lose the case. They're not gonna mind if I lose the case. They're gonna say, well, you know what, you'll know next time. It's a big deal for the money, but it's not a big deal that you made a mistake. People make mistakes, right? Um, so those, but it doesn't matter the fact that they forgive me or not. They still showed up, right? And the fact that they show up means that you're doing something good. So I'm trying to focus a bit more on the positive. And this is for not the positive. So there you go. This is the recap of what's going on. This is the third day, mental health. Doing much better. And that is pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Quote Commercial. Just doing well on this 17th April 2025. Today we're reviewing a movie. Today we're reviewing Blue Beetle with the guy, with Miguel from Cobra Kai and George Lopez. Sadly, I don't know the other person or the other people name. I know they're pretty famous. The bad guy, the villain. She's pretty famous. I don't know your name. I'm sorry. So Blue Beetle. I'm gonna be starting the review with an information that doesn't discredit me. I don't know if it's Marvel or it's DC. I'm gonna say DC because I do remember him talking to the Justice League, which is basically DC, right? It's like the Avenger of DC. So the movie itself is a mismatch for me. It's a mixed bag for me. I do think there's a lot of really cool scenes. The fighting is really well done. I really did like that movie. The action is fun. The principle of what you call it, the principle of look at this, the cloud. It's so nice. The principle of okay, well, we're together in this. The Latin heritage in the movie was a bit too cringe for me. It's like always like, oh, we're, you know, speaking Spanish. Oh, we're the Reyes. It felt a bit much for me, right? But at the same time, it's part of the heritage of Black Beetle, right? It's like Wakanda Forever. It's all about culture. It's all about, and that's something that we're missing, right? And ultimately speaking, I want to see a movie, even if I don't want to get the culture, even if I think that sometimes it's a bit cringe, I want to see something that they feel is representative of the culture, or because again, it's not Al Jordan, it's freaking Jamie Reyes. I remember the name, which is crazy. The fighting scene really well done. Of course, the star of the show is Cobra Kai guy, but he has some training, so it's obvious. The fighting scene, there's a kind of parts that are also cringe. Like for example, hey, look at my power, right? Then you have to remember that this is a superhero movie. And if I was a kid, I would fall in love with that. I would be in love with the fact that, oh, they're so cool. Now we don't have batteries, so we're gonna have to go in and charge the phone. If you don't mind, of course. If you don't mind, of course. Take a couple of seconds, and then we'll do something else. I have a plan. I have a emergency solution. So the movie is great. I really did like it. When I was looking at it, there was a bit. Like I said, if I was younger, I would appreciate it more. There's some scene that I felt like, oh, do we really need this, right? But at the same time, the movie was good in itself. I really did enjoy the movie. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, the fact that you have an armor, the fact that you're trying to get the, it's very cliche. Let's just say, oh, you get this alien technology. We saw this a million times, right? But then again, I feel, and as much as I fucking hate it, the fact that they're so close because like, all of family, it's like there's a reason why people make fun of Fast and Furious. Oh, look for the battery pack. There's a reason why people make fun of Vin Diesel's family. It's a bit cringe, and you hate it, but then you look back at the movie and like, okay, well, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. What I really enjoyed was the mixture between George Lopez. I was born in the 90s, so I was supposed to know the guy, but I don't know the guy. I think George did a really good job because he's funny. One thing against the kid from Karate Kid is he's super funny. He doesn't strike as a comedian to me, right? I'm sure he's a good dude. I'm sure he's an incredible dude. But doesn't strike as comedian to me. I'm sorry if you're listening to this. My bad, dude. But he did really, really good. And once again, it's. I think I was talking about Black Panther before, right? And people can say, oh, non-traditional white. Um, but there is a truth to that, right? So we're seeing the culture, and I think it does a lot. So, for example, Black Panther, right? It did so much for the culture in general because it was an all black cast, right? I don't remember who they got. Possibly one or two white actors, but it was mainly, predominantly black actor, colored actor, right? So of course the culture of going to be put forward. I think this is a really good thing. I think we need pieces like that, pieces that we really care about. You know, we really care about. Like for example, the very memeable Wakanda Forever, right? It was sweet. It was sweet. It appartens to this country, right? I was watching it when I went to see Wakanda Forever. I was with my bro Shao and his nephew, which is I'm not gonna say his name because he's young and I don't want to, yeah. But we went to the movie and he was saying like Wakanda Forever, Wakanda Forever, and I was like, wow, this is so cool, dude. And they're Filipinos, and the kid said to Shao, what is the Wakanda Forever for a Filipino? And it was sweet because it's a different culture and you want to embrace it, you want to represent it. So it was really something cool to see. So great movie. It's my favorite. Not really. It's good, but at the same time, I think one of my problem is when is the time that I saw a superhero movie and I actually enjoyed it. It's been a long ass time. I think as a genre, for example, right? Talk about Fast and Furious. Now, Fast and Furious, I'm not a biggest fan of Fast and Furious. However, I do think they're good movies, right? And if I was more of a fan of racing cars movie, maybe that would be my favorite movie, right? It's a different thing. It's a different thing. Okay, so now you're gonna get the battery. Okay, so perfect. We'll do both. Okay,